This is Tales by WZ. Today's story follows a girlfriend who posted an Instagram poll asking if she should dump her boring boyfriend for a gym guy, and a boyfriend who voted yes and left for real. While you listen, imagine what you would do if your relationship became a joke for likes. My girlfriend said, "Dump my boring boyfriend," I replied. I voted yes. Then I moved out that night, cut the Wi-Fi, canceled the utilities, left a note, and I just watched as her poll backfired when the gym guy texted me and the condo went dark. I'm 31, and I found out my girlfriend was running a poll about replacing me through my coworker. It was Tuesday afternoon around 3:00 p.m. I was at my desk when my coworker walked up looking uncomfortable, like he didn't want to be the messenger. He said, "Hey man, you need to see something." He held out his phone. On the screen was my girlfriend's Instagram story, a poll. Should I dump my boring boyfriend for this hottie at the gym? Under it was a video of her and some muscular guy doing partner workouts. Him spotting her squats, her giggling, his hands on her waist like they'd done it before. The poll results were already in motion, 80% yes, 20% no. I stared at it for a full 10 seconds without blinking, then I asked, "When was this posted?" He said, "Like an hour ago." I pulled out my own phone and opened her story. There it was, still up, still public, like I was supposed to see it or like it didn't matter if I did. We'd been together 3 years. She'd lived in my condo for the last year. She worked part-time as a social media manager, which mostly meant she made posts and called it work. She made around $1,200 a month from small clients. I made about $95K as a project manager. I paid the mortgage, utilities, groceries, her car insurance, basically everything except her phone bill and the gym membership she was apparently using to scout replacements. And now, while I was sitting at work, she was letting strangers vote on whether I was worth keeping. This is one of those moments where you learn how someone sees you. Not as a partner, as a prop. I watched the story again. Then I watched the poll number climb. 83% yes, so I voted yes too, not because I wanted to be cruel, because I wanted to be honest with myself. If you ask the internet whether you should leave your partner you've already left in your mind, you just want a crowd to clap while you do it. I didn't confront her. I didn't call. I didn't argue over text. I opened my banking app. By 3:30 p.m., I started making decisions. I contacted the utility companies and scheduled disconnection, effective end of business Friday. I called the cable and internet provider and canceled. I changed the passwords on every streaming service I was paying for. Then I sent a message to the property manager. The condo situation was complicated, but the lease was in my name. I gave my 30-day notice. I was vacating, and I texted my brother. "Can I crash at your place for a bit?" He replied, "Sure, what happened?" I said, "Tell you later, need to move stuff tonight." I left work at 5:00 p.m. She usually got home from the gym around 7:00 p.m. That gave me 2 hours. My brother showed up with his truck at 5:30. We moved fast, but we didn't move sloppy. I took my clothes, my laptop and work equipment, my TV, my PlayStation, my kitchen stuff that I owned before she moved in. The couch I brought from my old place, my books, records, and personal items, basically everything that was mine before she arrived. I left her things, her clothes, her makeup vanity, her influencer lighting setup, her throw pillows, all of it. I took photos of every room, photos of what I took, photos of what I left. When you make a clean exit, documentation is peace. Then I wrote a note and left it on the counter. Saw your poll, voted yes, you should definitely pursue the gym guy, I've moved out. Utilities will be disconnected Friday. Lease is in my name. You have until end of month to find new housing. Keys on the counter when you leave. I signed it. I left my copy of the keys. We finished loading by 6:45 p.m. Before I drove away, I texted her one message. "Check the poll results. Congrats on the new relationship. I'm out." Then I blocked her number, blocked her on everything. I drove to my brother's place. Around 8:00 p.m. she started calling his phone. He answered on speaker. She was already crying. "Where is he? What did he do? Why is all his stuff gone?" My brother said, calm. "He moved out. Moved out over a joke." "The Instagram poll," my brother said. "It was a joke," she snapped. "Everyone knows it's a meme. People do those polls all the time." My brother looked at me like he wanted to know if I wanted to speak. I shook my head. She kept going. "We're just friends. Oh my God, is everyone insane? Put him on the phone." My brother said, "He doesn't want to talk to you. This is insane." "Over a stupid poll." My brother said, "He's done. Don't call this number again." Then he hung up. She called 6 more times. He didn't answer. 3 days later, Friday came. At 5:30 p.m. she called my office. The receptionist forwarded it before I could stop it. I picked up and immediately heard her voice, sharp and panicked. "The power is off. The internet is off. What did you do?" I said. "I canceled the services I was paying for." "You can't just do that. I live here." "You live in a condo I'm renting. I gave notice." "I'm vacating. The utilities were in my name. I'm not paying them anymore." "So you expect me to pay for everything?" "I expect you to figure out your living situation. You have until end of month." "This is illegal. You can't just kick someone out." "I'm not kicking you out. I'm vacating a property I rent." "Big difference." "You were never on the lease. Because you said we didn't need to be, and now I'm moving out. You have 23 days to find somewhere else." Her voice broke. "I can't afford rent anywhere." I said, "You should have thought about that before posting a poll about dumping me." "It was a joke." "Hilarious," I said. "I laughed so hard I moved out." "You're being ridiculous. Everyone is saying you're insane." I said, "Your friends voted 80% that you should dump me." "They had opinions. Now you have consequences. This isn't funny anymore." "Agreed," I said. "Stop calling my work." Then I hung up and blocked the number she called from. That night she showed up at my brother's apartment and rang the doorbell for 15 minutes straight. He had a Ring doorbell. We watched her on the phone app, standing there with her gym bag still on her shoulder, eyes red. She kept talking into the camera like it was a confessional. "Please, I'm sorry. It was stupid. I wasn't going to actually dump you. It was just content for my Instagram." My brother looked at me. "You want to answer?" I said. "No," he nodded. "She's going to keep ringing." I said, "Then we'll have great footage if we need a restraining order." Eventually she left. Then she posted a crying selfie on Instagram. "When your boyfriend can't take a joke and ruins everything." The comments were mixed. Some were cheering her on, saying men are too sensitive. Others were calling her out, telling her she played stupid games and won stupid prizes. Her best friend D med me from an account I hadn't blocked yet. "You're being really immature." I didn't respond. If someone defends public humiliation as a joke, they're not trying to understand you. They're trying to shame you back into your role. Monday morning, the condo management company called me. She had reached out claiming I abandoned her and she needed utilities turned back on. I explained the situation. I showed the property manager my notice, the lease with only my name on it, and the Instagram poll. He went quiet for a second, then he said, "So she posted a poll asking if she should dump you?" "Yep, and you just moved out." "Yep," he exhaled and said, "That's cold." I said, "That's consequences." He said, "She's got until end of month, then we change locks and she'll be trespassing." I said, "Perfect." Week 2, she found my mom's number somehow and called her crying. My mom listened, then said, "Honey, if you publicly ask the internet if you should dump my son, you can't be surprised when he helps you make that decision." My girlfriend said, "But I wasn't serious." My mom said, "Then you shouldn't have posted it." She said, "I can't afford to live on my own." My mom said, "Then you should have thought about that before treating him like a joke." She hung up on my mom when she realized the guilt angle wasn't working. Then her mom got involved and called my brother's place. Her mom said, "You need to stop this nonsense. My daughter made a mistake. You don't throw away a 3-year relationship over one mistake." My brother put it on speaker. I said, "She didn't make a mistake, she made a choice." Her mom said, "It was a silly poll, kids do that stuff all the time." I said, "I'm 31. She's 29. We're not kids. And if that's how she views our relationship as content for engagement, then we're done." Her mom asked where her daughter was supposed to go. I said, "She has 17 days to figure that out. You're just going to let her be homeless." "I'm not letting her be anything," I said. "She's an adult." Her mom said I was cruel. I said, "What has she done for me exactly?" Silence. "Then she tried, she supported you, she was there for you," I said. "I supported her financially for a year. She contributed about $400 a month for groceries. I paid everything else. If she can't afford rent now, that's on her." Her mom said, "My daughter is not a gold digger." I said, "I didn't say she was, but she did take for granted that I'd keep paying her way no matter how she treated me. That's over." Her mom said her lease was up and she had nowhere to go and she couldn't move back in with them. I said, "Not my problem." She hung up. 2 days later, the gym guy got involved. He DM'd me on Instagram. I'd forgotten to block him. "Yo man, your girl is blowing up my phone. Can you tell her to chill? I'm not interested." I stared at the message for a second, then replied, "Not my girl, not my problem." He said, "She's saying you ruined her life over a joke." I said, "She ruined her own life. I just stopped paying for it." He said, "Look, the poll was her idea." I told her it was dumb, but she said it would be funny. "I didn't think you'd actually see it." I said, "Well, I did, and it wasn't funny." He said she showed up at the gym crying and management banned her for harassing people. I said, "Sounds like a her problem." Then he added, "Nothing happened between us. She was just filming content. I have a girlfriend." I said, "Good for you. Tell your girlfriend to avoid Instagram polls." Then I blocked him too. Week 3, she was still in the condo with no utilities. She bought battery packs to charge her phone, showered at the gym before she got banned, then started showering at a friend's place, and she posted stories about living like a pioneer because her ex was a psycho. But the comments started shifting. People were asking why she didn't just move, why she was squatting in a dark apartment, why she wasn't taking responsibility. She deleted those comments. 5 days before the end of the month, she texted my brother again. "Please, I can't find anywhere to live. Everything is too expensive. I don't have first and last deposit money. Can we please talk?" I didn't respond. She sent another. "I'm begging you, I'll apologize, I'll delete everything." My brother replied one time short, "You have 5 days, figure it out." She said she applied to 12 places and everyone wanted $3,000 up front. My brother replied, "Not my problem." She said, "Please, I'll pay you back." He replied, "You need help from the gym guy. Ask your followers. Ask the 80% who said you should dump him." She wrote, "They were joking." My brother replied, "So am I." Then she sent one last message. "I hope you're happy. You ruined my life." My brother replied, "I'm very happy. Good luck." Then he blocked her too. End of month came and she was still in the condo. Property management showed up with a constable to enforce the eviction. I wasn't there, but the property manager texted me updates. She refused to leave, said she had nowhere to go. The constable explained she was trespassing. She argued she lived there for a year. He explained she was never on the lease and the leaseholder had vacated. She called her mom. Her mom showed up with a U-Haul, furious. They loaded her stuff while she cried. Her mom yelled at the property manager, saying I was going to pay for this. The manager stayed calm and said, "Ma'am, he followed legal protocols. He gave 30 days notice. She's not on the lease. We are within our rights." Her mom tried to argue again, but the constable didn't care about emotion. They left. I found out later from a mutual friend that she moved back in with her parents and was sleeping on their couch in a small 2-bedroom house. She lost followers. Her little brand took a hit when people realized she publicly humiliated her boyfriend for engagement. Some clients dropped her. She started working full-time retail, making about $2,200 a month, still not enough to afford her own place. The gym guy's girlfriend apparently found out and made her own post calling my ex out for using her boyfriend for content without consent. It went more viral than the original poll. My ex made her account private, then deleted it entirely. As for me, I stayed with my brother for 2 months. It gave me time to breathe and think without constant noise. Then I bought a different condo. Smaller, but it's mine outright. No complicated subletting. No memories I didn't ask for. I went on a few dates. Nothing serious. I'm taking my time. I ran into my ex at a grocery store last week. She saw me and started walking over. I turned and went down a different aisle. I heard her call out, "Really? You can't even say hi." I kept walking. Later I got a text from an unknown number. "Saw you at the store. Too good to acknowledge me now." I replied, "Don't contact me again." She wrote back, "I just wanted to say I'm sorry for everything. It was stupid, I was stupid, I miss you." I texted, "You miss having someone pay your bills, move on." Then I blocked the number, and the truth is I'm not even angry anymore. At first I was hurt, embarrassed, pissed off. Now I feel nothing. She's just someone I used to know who made a choice and then acted surprised when choices have costs. My coworker asked me last week if I regretted how I handled it. I said, "No." He said, "Some people think you went too far." I said, "Some people voted 80% that she should dump me." He paused, then said, "Fair point. That's the thing. She wanted engagement, she got it, then she got consequences, and I didn't even make it messy. I didn't blast her online, I didn't post receipts, I didn't smear her name, I just left. If anything, I was too nice, because I gave her 30 days. I documented everything so she couldn't claim I stole her stuff. I handled it clean. And the internet held her accountable without me lifting a finger. My mom asked if I'd ever forgive her. I told her, I don't need to forgive her. I'm not carrying it. It's over. My mom hugged me and said she was proud of me for leaving a bad situation and knowing my worth. And that's what it was. My worth wasn't going to be decided by an Instagram poll. She wanted to dump the boring boyfriend. Fine. The boring boyfriend who paid the bills and supported her lifestyle is gone. Now she has exactly what she asked for. No boring boyfriend, just bills she can't pay and a couch at her parents' house. And me, I have peace, my own place, and zero tolerance for disrespect. Here are the lessons I'm taking from this. Lesson 1: if someone can publicly disrespect you for likes, they will disrespect you in private too. Lesson 2: when a person treats your relationship like content, you are not a partner, you are a prop. Lesson 3: never fund a lifestyle for someone who's actively shopping for your replacement. Lesson 4: you don't negotiate with disrespect, you remove yourself from it. Lesson 5: consequences are not cruelty, they are reality. So what would you have done if you saw a poll asking whether you should be replaced, with a video of your partner laughing with someone else? Would you have confronted them? Or would you have walked away quietly like he did? And where do you draw the line between just content and straight disrespect?